These are the top 5 stories on TV Platinum. On number 1, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has submitted a letter to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kudirat Kekereekun, at the Supreme Court in Abuja, seeking to halt his ongoing terrorism trial at the Federal High Court. Kanu is requesting the discontinuation of his ongoing terrorism trial at the Federal High Court, citing the repeal of the law under which he is being prosecuted. The Supreme Court's appearance is seen as one of Kanu's last-minute effort to halt the trial, which is scheduled for judgment on November 20th. He was accompanied by officials of the Department of State Services (DSS) during the visit. On number 2, the Senate has passed the bill for second reading seeking to repeal and reenact the Armed Forces Act aimed at modernizing Nigeria's military laws. The bill titled the Bill for an Act to repeal the Armed Forces Act and to reenact a modern, constitutionally compliant and operationally responsive legal framework for the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was sponsored by Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua of Katsina Central during Thursday's plenary. The bill seeks to repeal the outdated Armed Forces Act and replace it with a constitutionally compliant, operationally responsive framework. Yaradua explained that the current law dating back to military decrees of the 1960s no longer reflects today's security realities. The proposed legislation updates penalties, introduces fair hearing provisions, and extends legal protections to non-commissioned officers. Supporting the bill, Senator Ali Ndume of Borno South noted that the reforms were long overdue, adding that they will align Nigeria's armed forces with modern democratic standards. On number 3, a federal high court in Abuja has failed to deliver judgment scheduled for November 13 in the case filed by former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, aimed at halting the People's Democratic Party's National Convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan. The judgment was reserved by Justice Peter Alifu after hearing final arguments from lawyers to parties in the suit. However, when parties appeared in court on Thursday, an official of the court announced that the judgment was not ready and said they would be notified once it is available. On number 4, the House of Representatives has called on the Federal Ministry of Education and West African Examinations Council to suspend plans to introduce computer-based testing for the 2026 school exams. Lawmakers raised concerns that many schools, especially in the rural areas, lack computers, internet access, and qualified teachers to support the transition. The House urged the Ministry of Education and state government to include funding for computer teachers, examination halls with internet, and standby generators in the 2026 to 2029 budget. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Rep. Kelechi Wogu during Thursday's plenary. They recommended a phased approach, giving schools at least 3 years to prepare before a full rollout in the 2029 to 2030 academic session, warning that premature implementation of the policy could lead to mass failure and student frustration. And lastly, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Waidi Shaibu, has called on Nigerian Army personnel to uphold professionalism and excellence in their duties, describing soldiering as a distinguished and honorable profession. Shaibu made the remarks on Thursday while addressing troops in Enugu State, commending their successes in counter-insurgency operations and assuring them of enhanced support and welfare. He emphasized the importance of the role in maintaining security, saying their dedication ensures that residents can go about their daily activities without fear. Shaibu stressed that the Army leadership remains committed to providing all necessary resources and support to enable troops perform effectively while safeguarding their well-being. And those are the top 5 stories on TV Platinum. I am Hakima Dada. Do well to subscribe to all our social media platforms for more news updates. Thank you for watching and bye for now.